Hello and welcome to this session as a part of the buildingSMART International Standards Summit, Lillestrøm 2023. Thank you for joining. My name is Jeffrey Ouellette, and I will be your moderator today. This session is the challenge session 2, so this is the IFC presentation. Yesterday we had the IDS presentations. We'll have a number of speakers. They'll each be brought up via their computers. We will be streaming from their computers onto their screen, so hopefully you'll get a better view of the IFC files than we did yesterday. The session is scheduled to last 90 minutes. There'll be plenty of time for questions and discussion. The session is being recorded and will be made available in the replay section of the event as soon as possible. Before I hand it over to Léon, I would like to remind you that this is a hybrid event. For online attendees, your microphones will remain muted for the duration of the session. If you wish to make a comment or ask a question, please use the chat box in the control panel. For attendees here in the room, please keep background noise to a minimum, and if you wish to make a comment or ask a question, please raise your hand and use the microphone. I will be passing this microphone around to those who are presenting. I would also like to bring to your attention that buildingSMART is committed to ensuring that participation in the development of standards is unrestricted and the process for their adoption is transparent, and standards that are developed do not favor any particular provider and are open, non-binding, and accessible to all. Please take note of our antitrust code of conduct, which can be found either through the QR link or the URL. It also can be found at any time on the buildingsmart.org website. So now I'd like to hand it over to Léon.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. So indeed, just to remind people, we are doing this full OpenBIM workflow in 3 days? Started with the requirements in a plenary session on Monday in Excel. Then people turned that into an IDS file. Most of you saw that yesterday in this session. Have you noticed that they fixed the squeaky door? Ah, that's so wonderful, right? So it makes my day. So today we have IFC files with hopefully waffle makers, except for the infra one, of course. And then this afternoon at 4, that's going to be the exciting part where everything comes together. So we take a couple of the IDS files. These were published on the page as well. And we take a couple of these IFC files that we see now, and then we're going to check them against each other if the information actually exists in that file. And hopefully even also see some BCF and OpenCDE APIs in action. So that's going to be a nice session. I hope we're running out of time on that one. But for today, indeed, the IFC files. And yeah, like I said already, this is probably the most boring part because you create a model with a beam and a waffle maker and you hit export. So we have 4 presentations. So Aka is... with Ion. Ah, okay. So we start with Ion. Which company are you from? Waternet. We also have, this is random order. We have Akka as well to create IFC files. Petro and Marcin. Marcin is doing the infra one, right? A road on alignment. You wanted to add something? Ah, so rules. Oh, there were the rules. Rules on this, so preferably no PowerPoints. Same goes for this afternoon. We really want to see how this works. For IDS, it was more important than IFC. I guess everyone believes now that we can export IFC. Only data from a challenge, so we want to see those waffle makers and stairs and beams. Please stay within the time. Since we have 4 speakers and an hour and a half, let's do 15 minutes each, 1-5 maximum. That should be more than enough. And let's also do the presentations first and do questions at the end. So, Ion starts. Do you want to do your introduction?
So first I will start shortly because I showed you this yesterday as well, our flow chart of how we're trying to work inside. So today we are at day 3. So the construction should deliver us an IFC export from their project. So next slide. So what we tried, of course, is to use an IFC model we had created before. So the waffle maker is on top of our dock or a sluice. But sadly, this was made far before we started asking good requirements for our models. And IFC 2x3, it was made of and exported. So we could not meet all the challenge requirements. So that's why Arjen, of course, is a quick modeler, made an escape for us. And we went on with the challenge. So next time we try to make a model for the IDS next summit, we'll have a good model for you.
So, yeah, I will explain you what we have made. And I will do it firstly on the slides and then live. We create a model. We do it in BricsCAD. BricsCAD is, for me, new. Also the help from for Ruben. Thanks, Ruben. And the two Rubens. We created an IFC file, IFC4. We had some issues with the URIs. We added the manual. We validate the IFC with the IDID validate service, and we validate it in some viewers, and that's also interesting, the results of that. But first, create a model. There was the model what Alex told about, the dog, the waffle maker. There was a problem with the IFC 2x3. Wait, what is he doing? So we make a new model. You can call it a tiny house with all the requirements. What Léon describes. A tiny house with a wall, a beam, a stair, a waffle maker. First, we build a generic model. All the components are general, and this is a nice thing from BricsCAD when we classified it to he is already classified. When we make this stair, we give it the right classification. In this case, we call it the stair. You see, it gets the right properties set. And what was it? The concrete from here, the concrete element general. The same we did for the beam. Oh, wait, I have to see. The requirements. Zoom in. This has need to be the property. Construct method for the beam as the property concrete cover. That's also what we found in BricsCAD. Concrete cover. Here it is. And then the waffle maker. The interesting thing. We had the waffle maker, a small waffle maker. I think a good waffle maker. We added a classification reference to the item. It's possible to make a reference classification, but it's not possible to edit the URI. So we added after that the URI in Notepad. Cheating or completed. That's what you call it. And the last one was from requirements was the a wall need to have a property challenge in the property at summit with the value yes. No, that's also what we did. We can edit some properties to every element. And in this case, the property challenge with the value yes. Now, when you click on the wall, you see here a new property challenge. Yes. So I think that the model is complete. Then we can export it to an IFC4. That's what. That was the next step. I did it before. You see here, this is the IFC. What we did, we added with on the wood front the this is interesting. The last three rules we added the classification reference, the URI from the BCD to the waffle maker. Now, then it's the IFC is complete. Yeah, okay, this will edit. Then we validate it. Ruben validated in the IFC service, and it's correct. Is Ruben here? No. Everything was right in IFC. And now what's interesting, I opened some with different viewers the IFC to check its manual. I opened it first with BIM Collab Zoom. You see this tiny house and all the requirements what we have. You can find back and the location, the classes, and the summit properties. But there was a problem with the classification reference to the waffle maker. I can see it in BIM Collab Zoom. There's no classification here. But when I open it with BIM Vision, I have the classification, and you see here, first the classification is what we put from BricsCAD. Give the classification reference to ATIM. But this was the last one. We edit with Notepad. And you see here, we have also the URI Did we see? And that's, I think that's what we made for the challenge. Yes.
What were the results?
Ruben checks it. Ruben delayed. So and he told me it was good. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
The authoring tool.
The authoring tool. BricsCAD. Sorry.
BricsCAD is the authoring tool.
This. Okay. No. Yeah.
Who do you want on next? Léon?
Yeah, who wants to go next?
Yes, hello. My name is Marcin Sztuka. I'm from Trimble. And before I will present, I will also show this slide because what I'm going to show is not released version. So, I have to do this. So, it's not released, it's beta version, but we are going to release in the near future the functionality I'm going to show today. So, the challenge for me, it was infrastructure. So you can see here Quadri. Quadri is a desktop app. It's a collaboration tool. What I have done, I just imported file from this is bridge you maybe have seen yesterday from Karin, from Trafiberke. So I imported this particular model to Quadri, and I also added the roads under and above the bridge. The process, what I have done, it's first import. So we have quite many different data we can import. So I just, it was IFC 2x3. So I imported that one using conversion rules. So conversion rules, it's our mapping tool. So when I open such a conversion rule, so you can see that I'm mapping from the source file and to the destination objects. In our case, our destination objects are IFC entities, and this is what I have inside the Quadri. I mentioned that it's not released version because this is kind of new feature or new object catalog some we're working on. So every object here is the IFC entity. So when I click on an object, you can see this name here. So in this case, I'm pointing at IFC course. You can see here, for example, IFC railing, IFC wall, IFC FOX field and all the attributes we want. So the requirements from for the game was not so restrictful, so I have only very simple sample data. I have 2 alignments and 2 roads, and this is what I'm going to export. But before, also, we had to establish our breakdown structure. So we also have a tool for that one. So in this case, I just made very simple IFC site and under that IFC road. But it's very easy to add any new layer. So I can easily go to Home tab and just do the spatial structure and, for example, add an extra road part here. And I can also point which objects I would like to contain in this spatial element. So we presented we just spatial elements do this way, and when we can also set predefined types or object type, usage type, and so on. What is also nice that before I jump to export, I can also see my spatial breakdown structure. So when I click on the function for this, I can very easily drag and drop and see how the objects are related with our spatial breakdown structure. And I can also present it in different way. So I would like to relay out this, and I can see that, okay, in this case, I just go from IFC site to IFC road, and under IFC road, I have all objects, all entities I'm going to contain in this particular spatial element, and this is what I'm going to export. So export in this case is very simple. We don't use conversion rules because, as I said, we would like to. No, we have IFC 4.3 feature catalog inside Quadri, so we export without using without using conversion rules. So for me, it's just very simple to select which spatial breakdown structure I want, and then just to click finish, and that's it. And also you can see that we have all elements listed inside Quadri, so it's very easy also to filter them and show only these elements I want. What is very nice now especially for infrastructure, that you can save string lines as an annotation that are used as a stake of data. We have also alignments. We can also change different presentation rules, so you can show your data in any context you want, also in plan view. So there is a lot of functions that are nice to use. And at the end, as I said, we just easily click on export, and the data I exported, I just showed in USB, and you can see that this my structure looks like that. That under IFC project, I have IFC site, and IFC alignment is connected to IFC project. And under IFC site, I have IFC road, and under IFC road, I don't have extra parts. I would like to keep it simple. And I just have all different entities, and each entity has predefined type. They have an entity, predefined type, tag, predefined type, and some extra properties, classification, what you need. So you can also connect a lot of data. Everything what you need could be easily added to the model. Yes, so I think from my side it's what I want to show. So any questions? Yes.
As you have 2 alignments and 2 roads, but you only have 1 road on the top level, do I know which alignment they are connected to?
Yeah, It's true, actually, I collected everything under one IFC road, but very good points, so I can very easily just put a new IFC road, and I can select the objects that I actually want to collect under that one. So for example, let's say that I would like to put this road and some objects. So of course I need to filter this and find it later, but then you can see in this case that I have 2 rows, and it's everything about the filtering data, and I need to select the proper features inside and connect them and contain them to one of these entities. So it's very easy to do that.
Maybe it's more a question for Léon, but is the IFC file going to be available for later today? Sorry? Is the IFC file going to be available later today for the session?
Just as long as nobody asks what later means. Yeah, it will be there before.
Yeah, so 2 questions. One is that when you're rendering, you're exporting USBIN, I see the abutments are missing. Is that because you filtered them in the export nodes?
What is missing?
In the USBIN, when you open the render of the export, abutments were missing.
Yeah, I didn't export. I only exported road, not bridge.
Okay. And the second one, I see that you're doing whatever that is contained in the IFC scheme. But part of the challenge was also to refer to something that is not in IFC, so 80%.
So there's 2 gems, infra and buildings. Infra
And
was
so
already-
for infra, we didn't want that.
it's just alignment.
So I think something to remember too is the infra implementations are relatively new compared to the building implementations. So I'm really excited because I'm involved with the U.S. Transportation Pool Fund Bid for Bridges and Structures. And this is exactly the kind of thing that we need to see right now. So this is really great for our developments because we're developing this design to construction exchange, and this is the kind of information we need to see demonstrated.
Yeah, thanks.
But Marcin still has 5 minutes left, so maybe you can put it each in Bochum.
Yes, yes, I can, because it's also a nice feature here. When I open this system editor, and I had that sometimes
You don't need to create a geometry, you can easily create new feature. So is there any entities that we should use for that?
Furnishing element.
IFC furnishing.
Furnishing element.
Furnishing element, yes.
Yep.
So I can easily put it here, and I can also connect that one to my IFC. So let's create an association. Maybe it works, maybe not. Let's see, but furnishing element is already here. I'm not connected, but okay, we have to maybe, we cannot do this. Yeah, but you see, I just created.
I will give you your last 5 minutes at the end of the session, so you can figure out. Thank you again, Marcin. Are there any other questions? So who's next? Who's to go? Aka or Levin?
I can be the last one, it's fine.
Aka, do you want to go next? Are you presenting from there or?
For this presentation, I asked my colleague to make a short video how to create an FC file by using our tools. First of all, this is Edificius, our authoring tools. We are showing how to create the IFC file from the scratch. So first of all, we start from a 2D drawing, and automatically we create the walls and all the other elements. So we start to recognize all the walls in the house and very easily create the IFC model. And add the doors, the windows, very fast. Now we create the IFC space and all the other elements. The IFC zone. Sorry, it's in Italian, but this bedrooms, bathroom, kitchen, and all the other stuff. So we have the column, the beam. So at the end we have this IFC model that with the waffle machine, the bedrooms, and other stuff. Now we're going to export this file in IFC. In this case, IFC 4. We add some properties. So this is the IFC file that we have created. We have uploaded it in ASBIM, and this is the final result with all some properties and some stuff. Then we are going to show you another tool. It's called BSDD that is used to create the classification, to add classification to this IFC model as requested by the challenge. So first of all, we add this classification to the stairs. We select the 3 stairs and we add the classification and also the properties based on the standard. Also, we use to add this specific classification is IFC 4.3 to the IFC beam. So we select the beam and we add this classification with all the property set behind, so we can directly here from BSDD edit the property set. The last one was the waffle machine. So we have this waffle machine. We select the waffle machine. We open the editing and add again this classification to this object and the properties if you want. As you can see, if we use ASBIM BSDD, ASBIM editor, we can directly here from ASBIM add also the other properties required by the challenge. So the last one was this other property, yes, values, yes, to set to the walls. As you can see, this file is updated directly on the web. You need to use any other tools to add the properties. And also from the last weeks also you can change the geometry of the IFC file directly on the web and adding element, remove element, but this is another story. So maybe I will show you later if you come in the booth. So as you can see, there is these properties. This is this stair. Scala in Italian. At the end of the day, we also have used the validation tool to validate the software, and it was fine. We passed the validation. Okay, so this is the video. I just want to show you something live, just to be, and then I leave to some question. If I want to just show slower what we have done. Okay. Here is this waffle machine. We use ASBIM BSDD can select more than one classification. Now this is the item one. Here is the waveform marker machine. I select here and just add. Here there are all the properties defined by the standard, the classification. So the properties, I can directly set here this stuff and so, and it's already saved in the IFC. So if I go here where there are all the properties, we can find the classification and also the properties that I just added. So just to show you how to enrich the IFC file by using external tools like BSDD. And at the end, I will show you how to work here. I can select and validate it. Sometimes we got an oops, so I hope it doesn't happen now, but the file is in the queue. It's the same file, everything's fine. But yeah, easily you can validate it against this tool. Maybe while you have the questions.
I have just a question about this post-processing. When you added this BSDD data, then you save this file and export again? How it's done?
Jeffrey said he walked a marathon yesterday. I'm starting to understand.
Yeah, we got it. So we have a problem with the validation service.
Yeah, found out yesterday what this is. It's our fault.
Okay. But the validation is completed. Just we got this message. The validation is good. Yeah, when you edit the file on MassBeam, it's already saved in the IFC format. Then you need just to consolidate it. There is like a check-in function. You consolidate the files, and then you can download it. And you will find all the properties that, as I said before, you can edit properties, add classification, materials, and now it's very new. You can add element, IFC element, move object, and delete object directly on the browser. Yeah.
So I'm curious, from those of you who had your waffle irons in there, were those elements you just pulled off a library somewhere on the web? Yeah. From a manufacturer, from some other library site?
I don't know where they.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's like,
Yeah, just on this one. So because you've had an account for a long time already, you didn't fill out your first name and last name in the account settings, and that's why it's error. So we only found out yesterday what the error was, so I can fix it. Any other questions?
Thanks, impressive presentation. So I was wondering, what I didn't quite get in at one step, you said you were exporting to IFC4, but then adding properties.
Yeah.
Somehow it says 4x3.
You mean if I filter the properties for? Yeah, but I can also add more properties.
So the properties were defined in the different in the standard of 4x3,
But also add.
but also other ones. But the file then was saved again in the same version of the previous export.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have also a tool to change the IFC version to recreate. If you start from.
Yeah.
The file was 4.3, so you will save 4.3 by using the editor. But we have another tool that you can use to change the IFC version. It's called IFC Refactor. And you can start from 2.3 to 2.3 and move to 4.3. Very easily recreate also the structure of the file. For the IFC zone, IFC project, you can create a new structure, and yeah, you can update it that with this other tool.
One other question. And what is the consolidate function? So you have a cloud system, can multiple people work on the same file contemporarily, so you need some form of checking in and checking out.
Yeah, all the changes that I said before, so adding properties, with properties, they are multi-user. So you can do it immediately from different points, and you see immediately the other guys. If they add the property, you will see immediately in your file. And also when you change the geometry, if someone else is going to change something, you see the object moving in your IFC model. So it's very cool.
All right, any other questions?
Yeah, I think that brings up the expanding ecosystem of tools that are able to do all these different functions now. It's pretty exciting.
Thank you. And you welcome to our booth to see live what we can do.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's first floor in the left.
Sorry, I had candy yesterday. Thank you again. Thank you. All right, so one left, right? That's true. Yeah, just to, while you're standing up, maybe also mention that we had more files. So also one from Carlos Diaz in Brazil, who could be here. I have no idea which tool he used to create it. And one from Léon Brouwer, who made it in SketchUp. And that file he created that on Monday afternoon already. So that's also available online. Everything's in there, so if you want to check that out. But they're not here. We don't do online presentations. So just to let you know that there's more IFC files as well that you can play with. Also for the people who want to do the check this afternoon. They're just not here to present.
All right. Hello, everyone. I will use 1 minute of my time here to just say hello. My name is Petro Condoraro. I work as a BIM coordinator. In IF Gruppen in Norway on an infrastructure project. I also go online by BIM Voice. That's how you find me on LinkedIn, where I post quite a lot of content about OpenBIM. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time and be here. And I'm really looking forward to this session. And of course, thank you very much, Léon, for inviting me. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I will just, I uploaded already the model, but I will model live the model according to the requirements from an IDS. And I will use the Blender BIM add-on for this. This is an add-on for Blender. It's a free open source tool which you can find at blenderbim.org. And this is a graphical user interface for IFC OpenShell, which is a very simplified library of IFC schema in a Python and C++ library. Yes. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So like I said, I will model according to the IDS requirements. My focus will not be on the geometry. So I will just, the focus is in the metadata. So I will not make a nice house, but I will try to comply with the requirements. And I will start that here. This is the interface when you start Blender BIM. And I will start a new project. I will use IFC4 for this case. I will use millimeters, and I will go and use IFC demo library to have some objects just to bring in. And I will click on create projects. After I do that, I will go here and I will go to IFC tester, which is running the IDS. And here I will click load from my memory. That would mean that Blender BIM will choose this model I'm working with. And here I want to see a HTML report. And here I choose the IDS for this. And I downloaded all IDSs here. And let's take this one from Aka. And when I click here on execute this file, I will get immediately the report. And as you can see, everything fails because I don't have anything in the model, right? Makes sense. And we see the first one, we have this flight of stairs. This is a really nice one and a complex one. I will leave that to do it afterwards. So I'll start with the simple one. This one, to make a beam, beams, I'll just make one beam with this property, concrete cover. And I'll go here. I will go in this menu. We have here an icon for create beam. I will click on this and I will just add a random beam here. I will then move it a bit to the side. And then I will go in the properties, and here I will choose the concrete element general, and then I will add this property set, and then I will go to the concrete cover, and I choose, let's say, 25 millimeters, which could make sense. And then I save this. And then here we have it. This object has now this property set with this concrete cover. Now, if I go back to the IDS and I click again, execute IFC tester, we should see that this check has been validated, right? It's with green, and we can see that one element passed. We have an IFC beam with this preset, property set with that property, concrete cover. Okay, moving on. Let's see. I will take the third one now, the waffle maker. I will not use a fancy waffle maker. I will just use the famous cube, Blender cube, which everyone uses. But again, like I said, the point here is about metadata and not the geometry itself. And I will choose IFC element, and this is going to be a furnishing element, right? And I will assign this class. Now we have it, it's in place. And if I go back to the requirements, this needs to have an ETIM reference of this right here. Okay, now, in order to connect it with the BSDD, then we go to the project overview, and in the project setup, there is a place called buildingSMART Data Dictionary, which, by the way, like I said, this is a tool still under development. There are a lot of people working when they have time, in their spare time, in developing this. This feature was not here yesterday. This was developed yesterday by Dion Molt. So thank you very much, Dion, for your amazing efforts. So by clicking here, it will connect to the BSDD from buildingSMART, and then I'll search for CI construction, because this is where we are. No, sorry, what I'm doing, ETIM. I'm wrong, sorry. We are doing the ETIM one, right? Yeah, ETIM. And we will see here ETIM International. And if I click on this cursor, we will see that we will have active ETIM here. And then I go to the classification, and I need to take this one and add the classification from BSDD. And I get this here. And if I edit it, what you can see here is that this is the URI provided from the BSDD, from the website. If you load this page, you will see the details about this library. And yeah, it should have 8, or it's not so important. I can add that. You can change everything here if you need to. And I will save the changes. Again, what is happening here is not so important. The data is more important. So I'll keep focusing on that. Now I will go to the object itself, and I go here to the classification references, and we will see that we don't have any reference so far, right? But we see that we have access, active this system right here. And I will paste in that number that we have, and I will click on this. And what do you know? Here is the waffle maker. And now I will just click on this button, add classification as a reference. And now we can see that this has become the reference for this. To validate that, to know that this is not just in my mind, I will just click IFC tester, and we should see what's happening here. Data having ETM reference of, no, it's a waffle maker. Let's see. Did I not assign that? If I go here and go back, no, we can see it definitely. It's here. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing that is not working. Let me do one more time this. Execute IFC tester. Still not. Yeah, I don't know why is that happening. I'll go further, and maybe if I have more time at the end, I'll try to troubleshoot it. Yeah, I don't think so, but that could be something that I did not do. Indeed, thank you for the tip. And I'll go here and, oh, sorry, this is the name. The cube, maybe because of that, yeah. So let's see, waffle maker. I hope the caps is not important. And let's try to run it again. No, that was not. But
The checks are this afternoon at 4, so let's focus on creating the IFC.
yeah. Okay, cool. So I'll go back. Okay, I'll troubleshoot that for them. Going back to the first one. This one, flight of stairs, right? So let's add the IFC stair with LXSB data. And now this is I really like this one. Let me add a stair, a clever stair. Let me move it a bit here. And then what I know about this is that the class is IFC stair flight, and it will fail if I use that. So I need to use only stair. And let me just take straight run stair and reassign IFC class. Now we got that. Let's see about that LXSD data. Now I go back here to this buildingSMART data dictionary. I go and search for CCI because this is where we can find that. And now we see that this is the active one. I go here and I add this classification, and which we see here. We see the URI here also. And now I go to the stair and let's see, we have this here. Let's just search for stair. I will press on this button right here, and we can see that we get some stairs here. And to filter a bit more of the, to get something closer to our element that we selected here, I will click on this button right here. And if I search one more time, we get only this, which are more relevant according to this model that we have right here. And in our case is this one, LXSB, flight of stairs, right? And now the next thing is clicking on this small icon right here, which is, yeah, the GUI still needs a lot of improvement. We get what construction or what property we want to add here. And we see we need the construction method belonging to a concrete element general property set. And we choose, let's say, in site, and I will click on add classification as a reference. And now when we run the IDS, we should check this one. Yeah, so this is complete. The last one, to have a property set summit with the property challenge and the value yes. So for that, we are going to use the property set templates. So I will create a template library for this. Let's say summit day, and I will give it a name of summit. I will save this. And then we have a property which is called challenge, right? Challenge. And now if I check this, it should still fail. And I will tell you briefly why. It will fail. And if I click, it's not showing why, unfortunately, because usually it collapses and it tells me that the data type is wrong. And in this case, in this IDS, data type has been specified to be IFC text, which is not the best in this case, I would say. I think IFC label is better. IFC text is usually better for longer explanations and for things that are longer than 256 characters. So doing that again, I will save this. And now I'll go back to the properties of the object, which is here. We see here. Oh no, that's part of, sorry, I did not even add the wall. I need to add the wall first, right? Because I was just putting in the data, but not assign it anywhere. So now if I go to the wall, we can see, let's see, what is it? Yeah, here in the here is if you look at this selection slide, here you get to choose all the property sets relevant for this object that we have right here, and we can see two summits here. And let's take this one, and after doing that, I click on plus, and now we have summit, and we assign the value for this property, which is challenge, and the right data should be yes, right? And now if we run this one more time, yeah, we get this to pass also. So now again, to read this, like you can check this model is online, you can download it and check it in any Beam viewer which supports IFC4. And I think you will get some problems sometimes with Beam Collab or Solibri. So yeah, maybe Aka in the online version can read that without any issues. But we can see that we have this wall here, right here, with a summit property set with a property challenge and the value is. And yeah, I will try to fix the to see what is the issue with the eTeam property for the afternoon when we run like this. And yeah, like if you, again, like this is a product that you can just download, go to blenderbeam.org, and you can do exactly the same following these steps. And of course, you can scale up this. Like I said, one more important thing here with BlenderBeam, BlenderBeam is the only tool that I am available. It's native IFC. What does that means is that you are not exporting to IFC. You just need to save. So you just go to File and Save IFC project, and that's it. So you are not exporting anywhere. It emulates completely the IFC schema, IFC4 and IFC2x3 for now, but there is a lot of some effort for IFC 4.3 also. So that would be it. Thank you.
So I'll take your first question, if you don't mind. Did you also add the URIs, the references to the BSD?
They are there. They are like when you look in the references, they are there in the library showing. So if you open this in another tool, you'll be able to see the URIs also. They are connected. Here, this is the way how it's presented in the BlenderBeam interface. But if you take it in other tool, you'll be able to see that information. Yes.
I see you focus on building parts there, but since this is an IFC creator, can you create an alignment or a road body in this?
So again, like I said, it's still work in progress to implement IFC 4.3. The IFC. So right now, if I look here and if I want to edit this object, these are the classes that we can see that are available here. And this is according to IFC 4. You remember when I created in the beginning the file, I choose IFC 4. There is still some support. It might be like I can try later and see what's happening if I take your IFC 4.3 file in the BlenderBeam and see how it looks, but it's not officially supported like all the elements. But it's still possible that there are a subset of everything it's supported. This is something that Thomas Kreinen is working on. He developed. He's the creator of IFC OpenShell, and yeah, it's an implementation. This exists as a project, as a donation, is not the focus. But if anyone wants to help with that development, like we have, like BlenderBeam, if you go to BlenderBeam page, is going to be visible here, like how much people donate every month. And yeah, you can contribute there, and we will eventually. The plan is that we will get also the implementation for IFC 4.3 also. Yes, eventually. I don't know how long it will take, but keep in mind that this software is again free, and it's been online since 2018 or 19, something like that. It's quite new, but lately has gotten a lot of improvements, and there are many people actually using it to design buildings and projects. Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, thank you again then.
Thank you.
So that wraps up this session nice and early, so I can still publish the IFC files. So these were the IFC files. Like I said, there's a couple more that these people are here to present. They will be put online on the page that you all have in your favorites now. buildingSMART.org/summit. And then this afternoon, that's going to be fun because I think there's only beta releases this afternoon. There's no real production software. Of course. Yeah. So that's unfortunate.
I would say that's not unexpected though.
No, that's also the reason why we do this, obviously to.
But I will say this, from my past experience since 2006, it is amazing to see how the vendors have stepped up for support of the schema even before the schema is officially released by ISO. In the past, what we always had was, we had the schema, it was published by ISO, it might have been around for a while, and the vendors worked to get support. So we said, what, 2x3, it took about 10 years. For IFC4, it was about 6 years, and you saw tools, doing it, and now we're gonna essentially have software out there that's already supporting, even if it's in beta, already supporting IFC 2x3. This is exactly the kind of thing we need in our industry. That's what's really exciting about this.
So, see you all at 4 then. We on time, because I expect there will be little chairs left. Thank you. See you
Thank you,
next time.
everyone.